Hello. Let me get a bit comfy. Okay. Hello. It's been a little bit of a while. So yeah, I can't get comfy. I'll probably move again. Anyway, it's been a while. It's been like over 6 months at this point. And I said that I was going to do a health update every 3 months. I haven't even uploaded a video to my YouTube channel. But here I am doing a health update. So it is now January. It's now in 2023. And it's been a year since I had my health checkup. So yeah, I'm going to just go over what's been happening, have a bit of a check-in before I tell you about what's been going on for the last 6 months in terms of my health. I'm going to tell you what I'm literally doing right now. So it's the new year, like I've said, we're in January, and I have decided to do a 3-day juice diet. So I'm following Jason Vale's 3-day juice diet. I have done this before. This is not the first time. It's not even the second. I've done it a few times. It was something, the first time I done it, that me and my mum done together when I was living in Wales. I'm pretty sure there's a video of me talking about that. But now I'm doing it again. I finally have a juicer. I've been wanting one for ages. And I managed to get one off Olio, which is an app that you can give away and get free stuff. This year, I was like, I'm gonna go and get some stuff and juice it. So I finally got around to it. I made a few juices the other day, and then I was like, I'm gonna do the 3-day juice diet. I feel like it's the right time. I'm gonna do that. It's a great way to like get back into juicing. I feel like it's just great mentally and physically. Like I said, it's something I've done before, so I knew the kind of benefits it can have, and here I am. I'm on day 1 of this juice diet. This is my second juice of the day. It's very yummy. That is actually such a good juice. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm gonna film 3 parts of this video across the 3 days and update you on everything. The first thing I want to talk about is my mental health and New Year's. So I literally went into the new year, cried my way into the New Year's, and had like very bad suicidal thoughts. I was in a very, very, very dark place. It started like a few days before New Year's, and I had not been feeling great. I was in like a pit of despair. I managed to call the doctors. I'm getting better at reaching out for help when I need it. It's a journey. I'm still learning how to do that. So yeah, and I was like in tears. I was explaining how I was feeling, just having like these really dark thoughts, and like I know them not to be true, but I can't control. I need help. So spoke to the doctors. We done the BDI test, the Bex something, which is a way that they use to measure depression. Turns out I was like severely depressed. So I gave a load of things to recommend that I do myself, which is stuff that I already mostly do a lot of the time. And referral for CBT. I just realised that whole time I was talking, we were like super zoomed in. My bad. I feel like today is the first day that I've been completely clear of any darkness. So that's my mental health. I'll probably cut that down quite a bit. I just wanted to give an overview. So this first part of the video, I want to talk about the things that I've been like steadily doing. The second part, I'm going to talk more about the things that I'm like currently doing that were like not quite necessarily fully in a habit, that's sort of like in progress. And then the final part will be like what I want to do going forward. Last time I spoke to you was like 6 months ago. It was like what, June, July. I had been doing quite well, I think, at that point. And I did have a lot more energy. I was feeling quite good, like I was feeling pretty great. And I know I had so much more energy even going up to sort of like October time, because I was doing so much and I had the energy to do a lot of it, and was really pushing myself. My schedule has been a bit chaotic and it's been hard to fit things in, but I have definitely had more energy this year than I've had more energy in 2022 than I did in 2021, until we got to the end of October, beginning of November, when everything just kind of got on top of me and kind of crashed. Obviously, the winter weather like just did not help. So one of the things that has been going very well is vitamins. So since last year, after we'd done the health check, I ordered vitamins. I was using Vital for a while. And I was taking those vitamins along with my vitamin D and iron. But since then, I've recently switched to Phil. I've switched to Phil multivitamin and the vegan omega 3 that they have. The reason I've done that is because I was starting to feel really conscious of the blister packets that I was using with Vital, and I don't feel great about it. I was like very like sort of feeling a bit bad, and I feel like they have quite a negative effect on the environment because I can't just recycle them. They're not made of packaging that's widely or easily recycled. So it was like, not only am I using all of this packaging, but it's just going straight in the bin. And that was having a negative effect on me because I was so conscious of it every time I was having them. And I also kept forgetting them, which meant like the days of the week were like missed, and I just needed, I didn't feel like they were the optimal choice for me. So I started using Phil. I used Phil because of a vegan influencer I follow on Instagram that goes by Vegan Beauty Girl. Had a sponsorship with them, so I used her code and to get a discount to try them out. And I really, really like them. And then I temporarily tried a different iron supplement. I can't remember the name of it. I can't bother to go and get the bottle, but it's like one that's made from blueberries, and I've seen it advertised everywhere, and I do not like it. It's a lot of effort to take as well. Yeah, having to pour it out. Anyway, so I switched back to my normal iron, and that's been going great. I've been mostly keeping on top of that. There's been a few times for like a week or so I've not been great, but mostly keeping on top of that. I feel like it is beneficial, and I feel like it is. The next thing is I got myself a new watch which has fitness tracking, which is something I really wanted. I wanted something that could monitor, like I wanted to be able to easily monitor my heart rate. I also wanted to keep up with I wanted something that can count steps, and I wanted to keep up with that. And I wanted to be able to go for runs without bringing my phone with me, because it's very distracting. Doesn't matter if I turn everything off and all the notifications and whatever, it's still very distracting. So I wanted to be able to go for a run without my phone, but still listen to like my music or my podcasts or audiobooks. And so this has been great for that. And I also wanted something that could track my sleep. So I've been tracking a lot of things, and what I realised before I got the tracker, before I started tracking, was that I could never remember like how many times I'd worked out that week, especially if it was like a really busy week. like keeping on top of like how much exercise I've done and keeping tracking that, like it took a lot of effort. And like I didn't realize, unless I was like completely 100% paying attention to it, which is just not an ideal way for me to live my life and be able to like enjoy life. And like not knowing like how active I've been, like if I get into a day where I was like really focused on doing work at my desk, I wouldn't realize that like I hadn't moved that day, and maybe I didn't actually work out that day. I think I worked out that day, but it's the day before that I worked out. So having a tracker like really helpful, because then I started to see how active I was. I could sort of see when I had done workouts and how frequently I actually was doing workouts, how frequently I actually am doing workouts, but also on days where I beat myself up for not doing a workout, but actually I've been like super active, but also it's allowed me to start running again. It's really helped me start running again, and in a way that I can fit in. It really helped me keep up with like a running better, with not so much a running schedule, but like going on regular runs. I'm really enjoying them, and like being able to listen to like podcasts or music on my runs and not having my phone on me, which ultimately makes me get distracted and I'm not making the most out of my run. And I started to use the Nike Run Club, which oh my god, I did not realize how good the Nike Run Club was. I tried to use Nike Run Club years ago, probably about 9 years ago, maybe. I don't know. There's a point where I was like running on this channel a lot, where I got really into running, and like when I was doing my fitness updates, when I was doing more fitness videos. And it was around that time that I tried using the Nike Run Club, and I didn't like it back then. Now I love it. It is amazing. I really enjoy their guided runs. I done their like beginner getting into running training program, and there's 2 to 3 guided runs a week, and it's massively helped with me learning how to pace myself on a run because of the coaching that they have on there. And the coaching is really good. I don't know, there's something about how they do their coaching. Like it has distance runs and timed runs, and like fast runs and long runs and interval training, but it's the way the coaches coach you. Like it's really, really great. I did also attend one of their in-person running club things. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. It was one of the trainers that I'd listened to on my runs, like one of the coaches from the Nike Run app, and it was really nice to do an in-person session. So I have taken a bit of a pause during the winter from running. I don't like running in the winter. I like running in the cold, and that's when I was like, yeah, I'm not going out in this because there is ice on the floor. And I went for a run the other day and it hadn't snowed yet, and there was already ice on the floor, and I'm gonna stack it. I don't want to hit my head. So for my own health and safety, I'm gonna not run outdoors. And I started back on doing a little bit of Ring Fit, and doing some home workouts instead. The other thing that's really great about having a tracker is that I have been tracking my sleep, which is something I really wanted to be able to understand better, is like understand my sleep, and like how deeply I'm sleeping. I have figured out that on average I need between 7 my like ideal sleep is 7 hours, between 7 hours and 8 hours, 7.5 being like normally the ideal. During like more strenuous days, or if I've got like a cold or a flu coming on, or I'm a bit under the weather, then I need a bit more. It's more like 8 to 10 hours that I need, and then that's when I'm like operating my best, and I feel the best when I wake up, and I feel refreshed and energized from it. So it's been great to kind of figure out where I should be, like what kind of sleep pattern I should have and what works for me. And as well, I noticed that there's some days I can have like 6 hours and that's absolutely fine. And like I also noticed the times that I go to bed affect how refreshed I feel. So I was trying to go to bed early and I wake up super groggy if I go to bed too early. I really have to just listen to my body, like, am I tired? The answer is yes, then it's time for bed kind of thing. Rather than being like, oh, I need to go to bed now because that's what time you should go to bed. No, every day is different. Every day I've done different amount of things, like just mentally and physically. I've noticed benefits of just going to sleep when I need to. And then the other thing that I've been really good at keeping up is my Huel. So I'm still using Huel. I find it great for in between stuff, when I'm in a rush, when I just need a snack. I've been using the hot Huel. My favourite is mac and cheese. But that's kind of most of what I have done and have been doing that has been working well. So when I come back, I'm going to go more into what I'm currently trialing and doing. But I'm going to go finish the rest of my juice because I really want it. And I've realised I've just been talking and barely drunk any of it. So it's actually day 3 of my juice diet. It is the evening of, I didn't get round to recording yesterday. So I'm gonna do the 2 parts I'm gonna do both parts I was meant to do today instead, which is fine. So I just want to be a bit honest about this juice diet that I'm on. I did actually eat a banana today. And I also made these gorgeous chocolate orange truffle balls. And I didn't eat one of the truffle balls, but I may have ate the mixture. And I cannot wait to dive into them tomorrow because while I was making them, they smelled great. And the mixture tasted great. So I know they're just going to be so enjoyable. So the next part is me talking about the things that I am kind of currently doing or working on with my health. December was a bit all over the place. So there was a lot that I was like keeping on top of up until like we crept into October, November, and then December. Just by the time December, things are just a bit chaotic. Food has still been extremely difficult for me to keep up with. I'm still using the Huel. I tried to use an app called Meal Prep Pro and try to like prep food, and it all went downhill as soon as my schedule would like be busy for a couple of days, or like suddenly I'd waste loads of food because suddenly I'm like working on set or whatever. So it didn't work out because my schedule like can just change quite dramatically quite quickly. So Meal Prep Pro didn't work for me. I tried just like batch cooking things and freezing them, and it was okay for a while, but then it wasn't. And again, I'd planned to and then end up working the day I was planning to or needing to get something done that day or just not getting around to it. And then the other thing was that I was just getting really bored of like having the same thing, because generally if I bulk prep, I'm like a curry, a stew maybe, probably a curry, just because they're like really easy to get right. Yes. That was not working out for me. So I finally figured out what works for me, which was I have started ordering something called Lions Prep. So still, hasn't been a month yet, maybe it's been about a month since I started ordering, but I'm really, really enjoying them. What I do is I get 6 meals and then I freeze 3 of them and then keep 3 of them in the fridge. This has massively helped me because it means that I can like eat them as I go, and then if for whatever reason I then suddenly like my schedule suddenly gets packed, and I get booked in for stuff or I need to do stuff and I'm not gonna eat those meals or like meet up with friends and then end up eating out, it means that I'm not wasting any. So there is a couple of downsides. One of them is that they are a bit small and sometimes I feel like I could eat 2 of them, which I've sort of thought about like my solution for that normally is then I'll have some Huel or like have a snack, so like a banana or something or some nuts to try and like fill that in. The other thing is like the limited selection. So because of my dietary requirements, I like have such a limited selection. A lot of the time there's like 2 meals that I can choose from. And so that can be a bit like annoying. There was one week where I could only have one of the meals, so that was a bit annoying, but it was okay. Like, it can make it get a bit boring, but it was okay because what I did was I always have some vegan cheese in the fridge. So like one of the days, like a couple of days, I added vegan cheese onto it, and then I added like some jalapenos, and I think one day I added some like peri sauce on it. So like it's just a little bit annoying. It's not the worst. But the meals are really, really tasty, so it's okay. And you can only choose like one type of protein, so you can't like decide that you want like a mixture, which would be good if they offered like something where you could have a mixture and choose like how many meat or fish ones you want a week, and then how many of those you want without meat. And so at the beginning of the video, I discussed my mental health, and I'm going to just talk about it quickly a bit here again, because when I was going back through my previous notes from the previous videos and was just having a bit of a think about it, I remembered I brought up before that like there was a point where my suicidal thoughts had stopped completely, and I was doing great, and I realised that they've slowly been creeping up on me. So over the past few months, probably about the last 5 months, they have been like, it's been slowly like happening again, because it sort of like happens it was happening on like a monthly basis before, and it's kind of started to do that again. At first it was just a little bit, and then it's just like slowly got worse and worse, and then we ended up how I was at the beginning of the year. So the beginning of the year makes total sense why I was like that, because it has been sort of creeping up, which leads me on to another thing that I have been doing, which is keeping track of my emotions. So I've been using an app called How We Feel, and it's been really great for like helping to track my emotions. So it's just got a really, really great user interface. It's like very easy for me to use. I've tried other apps that do similar things, like allow you to track your emotions and let you look back on it at like what times you're feeling a certain way, or like what you're doing when you're feeling a certain way. But this just has like a much better user interface for me, and it's not distracting, because the ones I've used before just have so much going on that they end up being distracting or like really hard to keep up with. But this has been really, really great. I've been really enjoying it, and it's just been like a really great way to like track my emotions and reflect on them. It's got these like, it shows your emotions in these little coloured bubbles so you can get an idea, and it's also really helped me to find different words to express different ways that I'm feeling. So I'm really happy with this app, and I'm really happy using it. I also finally got in contact with the doctor for an ADHD assessment, and I'm now on a waiting list. It was about 18 months when I started, so we'll see. It tends to change and go up more. But as part of that, I had a physical assessment. So I contacted them in September, and I think I went for my physical assessment in like October, November maybe. So I've like had some paperwork that I've had to fill out. I've still got more, but it doesn't have to be done till like when I actually have my assessment. I've actually got an appointment booked, so it's no huge hurry. Part of that as well was a physical checkup, which was like quite a big physical checkup. I was like, that's the most I've ever had for a checkup in a doctor's appointment. So they checked like heart rate and blood pressure and height, weight, that sort of stuff. Had blood tests. I don't know if I said that already. And they also done a ECG, which was pretty cool. So next I want to talk about the things that I plan to do. So one of the other things I really want to do is be a bit more consistent with my workouts, but more than that, make sure that I'm getting like a good variety and balance of different types of workouts. So like making sure I'm balancing like strength and cardio and flexibility, as well as like covering different muscle groups, because I feel like I tend to like focus on one group and then not do anything for that group again. So like there was a few weeks where I was like doing loads of arm workouts but nothing for my lower body. I tend to like fixate on one thing and not really balance it. So that's something really want to balance. Or it's like just doing yoga or just doing running. So I just want to balance like variety and make sure I'm doing different types of exercise. And while we're talking about fitness, one of my like goals for the year is to run more, and I've like broken down like the amount of running that I want to do. So I have my sort of my milestone, my measurements here. So my plan is by the end of the year that I would have done 60 runs or 100 miles. The reason why I've given myself an or goal is that I feel like that's the best way for me to do it, to keep on top of it, because then I can either push myself to do them more frequently or push myself to do longer runs, and either way, if like halfway through the year I look at the goal and I'm like, man, I'm nowhere near doing 60 runs because my schedule is quite busy, and so like having days where I can fit that in is quite hard, but I'm on track for getting 100 miles and I can do that. Or if I find that doing loads of long runs is too much for me and a bit overwhelming, then I can just do like, well, let's do more frequently a lot of shorter runs. So yeah, like for me, I feel like that's a good balance, and I checked like the stats of what I done for the last half of last year to get an idea of how much is a reasonable amount for me to run. And obviously I'm doing my 3-day juice diet. And what I really want to do for the next year is juice a lot more. Now that I have a juicer and I've done this juice diet to remind me of like what makes a good juice and get some ideas and things that I really like, I want to start juicing more over the year. So the way I'm probably going to the way I am going to do that is I'm going to juice more in the mornings. I have already made some ginger shots ready for the mornings and then frozen them, so that's another way that I'm gonna be doing juicing more, is like freezing some juices, doing like batches and then having some frozen that I can just get ready. Or if it's like some of juice and smoothies, so some of the juices I've done over this are actually smoothies where it's part juiced and part smoothied, so I might pre-do like the juice part of it and then I can just add that to the smoothie. And then another part of me juicing more is I am going to do this 3-day juice fast 3 more times this year. I'm going to do it like every 3 months. So like every quarter I'm going to do a juice fast. So I said earlier about me getting my meals pre-prepped by Lions Prep, and having those vegan because I can't control the meat. I don't really know exactly where the meat comes from, and I don't want to have meat that frequently in my diet. But what I do want to have is like really good quality meat, like organic, grass-fed, free-range meat in my diet, because I think it makes a massive difference when I do get a chance to eat some really good quality meat. and also have fish like once a week or once every couple of weeks, because again, I noticed such a massive difference in how I feel when I include fish in my diet, even with having like vegan omega-3 like supplements. It doesn't do the same thing as whatever happens when I actually have fish once every few weeks. The other thing that is kind of just started is drinking alkaline, pH balanced alkaline water. So that was one of the things on my like health checkup last year, was that I need to drink more alkaline water, and I need to be more alkaline. But basically, my new flatmate brought down this water machine that ionizes the water. So I'm gonna start drinking that water and like figure it out, because I've not even been drinking filtered water. I've been drinking tap water for like since my charcoal stick was like not useful anymore. It's like run its course. So that's been a while. That's the update on my health. From now going forward, I am going to do these every 3 months. I'm also using my fitness Instagram more, which is at Tazzy Fit, where I'll probably post a lot more of like the food that I'm eating, like the good food I'm eating, and like when I'm doing juicing, I'll probably post on there. So I'll be posting some more fitness orientated stuff on there. So you don't need to follow the Tazzy Fit account. It's just if you're really, really interested in that, then that's going to be like the place where I'm going to post more fitness focused things. So if you're like, I only want the fitness and health stuff, then you can just follow Tazzy Fit and you don't have to go anywhere else. The next health update will be in about 3 months, and hopefully things have massively improved by then. And maybe I'll have an opportunity to do another health check so we can sort of measure where things are. Okay, I will see you in 3 months if you're only here for the health updates. If not, then hopefully I will have some new videos up soon. Bye!